Every time someone flashes the Vulcan salute from Star Trek, that split-fingered live long and prosper sign that millions of people have made at conventions, in photos and on screen for nearly 60 years, they are doing something almost none of them realize. They are performing an ancient Jewish priestly blessing, the exact hand position, the spread fingers. The meaning it comes directly out of a synagogue, out of a ritual 3,000 years old, smuggled into the most famous science fiction show ever made by an actor who saw it as a little boy and never forgot it. And that is just number one. The truth is that Jewish symbols are hiding all around you, woven so deeply into everyday culture that you walk past them without a second glance. They are on jewelry around the necks of people who are not Jewish. They are in the words you say without thinking. They are tattooed, printed, sculpted, and broadcast into your life constantly, and most of them carry meanings and histories that would stop you cold if you knew them. Today we are counting down 10 hidden Jewish symbols you see all the time, building to that Star Trek revelation at number 1. Some you have seen 1,000 times without knowing what they meant. Some you have probably said out loud this week. Let's begin. Number 10. The Star of David, and the secret that it's barely 500 years old. We start with the most obvious symbol, because the hidden part is not the symbol itself, it is its history. The Star of David, the six-pointed star you see on the flag of Israel, on synagogues, on jewelry the world over, feels like it must be ancient, stretching back to King David himself 3,000 years ago. It is not. Here is the secret almost nobody knows. As a universal symbol of the Jewish people, the Star of David is shockingly recent, only widely adopted in the last few hundred years. The six-pointed star is a simple geometric shape that appeared across many cultures, and even in pagan and decorative contexts for centuries, with no special Jewish meaning. Its Hebrew name, Magen David, actually means Shield of David, not star, and it referred originally to a metaphorical shield of God, protecting the line of David. It only began to crystallize as the symbol of Judaism in places like medieval Prague, then was cemented when the Zionist movement adopted it in 1897, and finally when it was placed on the flag of Israel. The symbol you think is the oldest Jewish emblem is actually one of the youngest. The truly ancient one is coming later on this list. And there is a darker chapter folded into this star's recent history. Because it had become the recognized mark of the Jewish people by the 20th century, the Nazis weaponized it, forcing Jews across occupied Europe to wear yellow Star of David badges to mark them for persecution and death. The same symbol that now flies with pride on Israel's flag was, within living memory, used as a brand of shame. Few symbols on earth have traveled so far so fast, from decoration to degradation to defiant national pride. Number 9. Mazel Tov, the blessing you've shouted at weddings. You have said this, or heard it shouted, at a wedding, a graduation, or a celebration. Mazel Tov. Most people think it simply means congratulations. It does not. Mazel Tov is Hebrew and Yiddish, and it literally means good luck, or more precisely, a good constellation or good destiny mazel, originally referring to a constellation or the influence of the stars. When you say Mazel Tov to someone, you are not just congratulating them on what they have already done. You are wishing them good fortune going forward. Invoking a word with roots in ancient ideas about the heavens and fate. It has slipped so completely into English that people use it without any idea they are speaking Hebrew. And it is far from the only word that has done that. Number 8. The Yiddish words hiding in your everyday speech. Speaking of which, you are very likely speaking Jewish languages without realizing it. A huge number of common English words come straight from Yiddish, the historic language of Ashkenazi Jews, a blend of German, Hebrew, and Aramaic. When you call something klutzy, you are using Yiddish. When you say you have chutzpah, or call food nosh, or describe someone as a schmuck or a schlep or schmaltzy. When you say a plan went kaput, or you spiel about something, or you feel like you are schwitzing on a hot day, these are all Yiddish words that marched into English and never left. They came largely through Jewish immigrants in New York, and through the entertainment industry, and they are now so common that most English speakers have no idea of their origin. Every one of them is a tiny piece of Jewish culture, hiding in your own mouth. The pipeline is not accidental. Jewish writers and performers dominated American comedy and television for generations. From the Borscht Belt comedians of the mid-century to the writers' rooms of shows watched by tens of millions. And they poured Yiddish into the national vocabulary one punchline at a time. When a sitcom character calls someone a putz or complains about all the suris in their life, the laugh track does not pause to explain that these are words a Jewish grandmother in Poland would have recognized a century ago. The word simply became American, which is its own kind of quiet triumph for a language that the Holocaust came very close to erasing entirely. If you find these stories fascinating, make sure you subscribe to Bloodlines and Borders, because the symbols are about to get a lot more surprising. Number 7. The number 18, the secret in Jewish gift-giving. Here is a hidden one you would never spot unless someone told you. In Jewish tradition, the number 18 is deeply lucky, and it is hidden in plain sight every time a Jewish family gives a gift of money. The reason goes back to the Hebrew language, where letters double as numbers. The Hebrew word Hai, meaning life, is spelled with 2 letters that add up to exactly 18. So 18 became the number of life itself. This is why Jewish charitable donations and monetary gifts are so often given in multiples of $18, 36, 54, 180. A bar mitzvah check for $54 is not a random odd amount. It is 3 times chai, 3 times life. Millions of these gifts are given, and to anyone outside the tradition the numbers look arbitrary. They are actually a quiet blessing, encoded in arithmetic, a wish for life, multiplied. Number 6. Chai, the symbol you've seen on a necklace. That same word, chai, is itself one of the most common symbols you will see hanging around people's necks, 2 flowing Hebrew letters, often in gold. You have almost certainly seen it without knowing what it was. It simply means life, and it has become one of the most beloved emblems of Jewish identity, popularized in jewelry from the mid-20th century onward. The rallying cry Am Yisrael Chai, the people of Israel live, uses the same word. So when you see those 2 curving golden characters on a chain, you are looking at the Hebrew word for life, worn as both a declaration and a kind of armor. It is one of those symbols that is invisible to outsiders precisely because it is written in another alphabet, a hidden message in plain sight. Number 5. The Hamsa, the hand that crossed 3 religions. You have seen this one on wall hangings, on keychains, on jewelry in boutiques that have nothing to do with religion at all. A stylized open hand, often with an eye in the center, frequently in blue. It is called the Hamsa, and its story is a genuine crossroads of cultures. The hand has been used as a protective symbol across the Middle East and North Africa for many centuries, embraced by Jews, Muslims, and others alike. Among Jews, it is often called the Hand of Miriam, after the sister of Moses. And it became especially beloved in Sephardic and Mizrahi Jewish communities, as a guard against the evil eye. Its 5 fingers are sometimes said to represent the 5 books of the Torah. Today it has gone fully mainstream as a decorative good luck symbol, sold everywhere, worn by people of every background, most of whom have no idea they are carrying a charm with deep Jewish and Middle Eastern roots. Number 4. The Lion of Judah, hiding in royal crests and reggae. This one is hiding in some very unexpected places. The lion is one of the oldest symbols of the Jewish people, specifically the Lion of Judah, the emblem of the tribe of Judah, the royal tribe from which King David and, by tradition, the Messiah descend. You will find lions flanking the ark in synagogues around the world, guarding the Torah scrolls. But the symbol leapt far beyond Judaism. The Lion of Judah was adopted by the Ethiopian monarchy, which claimed descent from King Solomon, and from there it became a central symbol in Rastafarian culture and reggae music, which is why you see the Lion of Judah on so much imagery connected to Bob Marley and the movement he represented. A symbol that began as the heraldry of an ancient Israelite tribe now roars out of murals, album covers, and flags, its Jewish origin almost entirely forgotten by the people who love it. If you find these stories fascinating, make sure you subscribe to Bloodlines and Borders. Number 3. The Tree of Life, the design under everything from tattoos to Kabbalah. The Tree of Life, a symbol you see endlessly in jewelry, tattoos, and home decor, has roots fittingly that run straight through Judaism. In Hebrew it is the Etz Chaim, and the phrase appears in the book of Proverbs, which compares wisdom and the Torah itself to a tree of life to those who grasp it. But it goes far deeper than decoration. In Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, the Tree of Life is a profound diagram, a map of 10 divine emanations called the Sephirot, describing how the infinite God interacts with creation. This mystical Tree of Life has influenced Western esoteric traditions for centuries, so the pretty tree pendant someone is wearing may trace back, through layers of history, to one of the most complex and sacred diagrams in all of Jewish spiritual thought. Most people see a nice tree. The tradition sees the architecture of the universe. Number 2. The priestly blessing hands on gravestones and in plain sight. Now we set up the number 1 reveal, because this symbol and the next are secretly the same thing. Walk through certain Jewish cemeteries, and you will see, carved on headstones, a pair of hands, 2 hands, held side by side, with the fingers parted into a distinctive shape, thumbs touching. This marks the grave of a Cohen, a descendant of the ancient priestly line of Aaron, the brother of Moses. In the synagogue, these priestly descendants, the Kohanim, perform an ancient ritual. They raise both hands, spread their fingers into that exact shape, and recite the priestly blessing over the congregation, "May the Lord bless you and keep you." The spread fingers form the Hebrew letter Shin, standing for one of the names of God. The blessing is considered so holy that by tradition, the congregation is not supposed to look directly at the hands while it is performed. The belief is that the divine presence, the Shekinah, shines out from between the spread fingers, too powerful to gaze upon, so congregants lower their eyes or cover them. This gesture is thousands of years old, traced back to the instructions God gives Aaron in the book of Numbers, "May the Lord bless you and keep you." It has been performed continuously in an unbroken chain, from the ancient temple in Jerusalem to synagogues today, and it is about to become the most famous hand sign in pop culture history. Number 1. The Vulcan salute, "Live long and prosper." And here it is. The Vulcan salute from Star Trek, the raised hand, palm out, fingers split down the middle, accompanied by "Live long and prosper," is the Jewish priestly blessing. The actor Leonard Nimoy, who played Mr. Spock, was born to Orthodox Jewish immigrants in Boston. As a young boy in synagogue, he watched the Kohanim perform the priestly blessing. Their fingers spread into that sacred shape, forming the letter Shin. He was told, like everyone else, not to look. The moment was too holy. But he peeked, and the image of those split-fingered hands burned itself into his memory as something magical. Decades later, filming a 1967 Star Trek episode in which his character needed a Vulcan greeting, Nimoy reached back into his childhood and offered that gesture. He modified it slightly, 1 hand instead of 2, and it exploded into one of the most recognized symbols on Earth. Nimoy said it best himself: "Most people to this day have no idea that when they flash that salute, they are blessing each other." Every Trekkie throwing up the Vulcan sign, every meme, every convention photo, is unknowingly performing a sacred Jewish priestly blessing that is 3,000 years old. The most futuristic symbol in science fiction is actually one of the most ancient symbols in religion, and almost nobody knows. 10 symbols. A star that is younger than you thought, an ancient lion hiding in reggae, a hand that crossed 3 faiths, words you speak without knowing their origin, and a sacred blessing beamed across the galaxy on Star Trek. This is the strange truth about Jewish symbols. A people that has been scattered across the entire world for 2,000 years has left its fingerprints absolutely everywhere, in your jewelry, in your language, in your movies, in your gift-giving, in the gestures you make without thinking. The symbols were never really hidden. They were simply waiting, in plain sight, for someone to tell you what they meant. Now you will see them everywhere. If you find these stories fascinating, make sure you subscribe to Bloodlines and Borders. Every people has a story they were never told, and we tell them here every single week. Thank you for watching. If you want to go deeper, the next video on your screen is one you won't want to miss. I'll see you there.